Salvē, amici, and welcome. Today we're in John chapter 3, taking a look at verses 32 to 33, finishing off this page. Here is our rubric, everything that we're looking for as we go through this text. Let's go ahead and get started. Et quod vidit, et audivit, hoc testator, et testimonium eius nemo accipit. Qui accipit eius testimonium, signavit qui Deus verax est. And that's as far as we're going to make it. Our very first word is a coordinating conjunction, so okay. And quod vidit. Here we have a it third person singular ending. Fortunately though, this verb is a second conjugation, so we know immediately, because it's an I and not an E, that this is the perfect tense, because it's video, videre, we see, we see, vidi, vi sum. Yeah, there we go. The S doesn't appear until the supine. So, perfect tense. And it is active and indicative. So basically this word is not as annoying as that one. Saw, et and audivit, got that V right there off of this fourth conjugation verb. So this one tells us that this is also perfect. It's very nice when verbs form more normally that way rather than when it. Same exact form. And heard. Quod could be the form of quia, which we have right there, or it could be from qui quae quod. Hoc testator. Hoc looks like it goes with testator, so we still need an object for these two, and quod is in the perfect spot. Et comes before it, which should also be a warning to us that quod is no, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. Ignore the et. Et's just connecting two verses. Quod is accusative, singular, and neuter. What he saw and heard, hoc testatur, T-U-R again, just as with loquitur, except this time with the A right there, we know that this is a first conjugation, but it's going to be the same as this one, another deponent verb. Pulling that parsing over. He witnesses. No, that's not how Jerome has been translating witness. Let's not go with witness. Let's go with one of the other options for testator, and that would be publish or assert. Publish, they didn't have printing presses back then, so maybe not. But then again, so I'm going to go with assert as our primary translation for that. Hoc from hic haec hoc, so this has to be accusative, singular, and neuter. This. He asserts this. Et and testimonium eius nemo accipit. It right there. This comes from accipio, accipere, accipi. So since we have the I instead of an E, we know that this is the present stem. So third singular present, active, and indicative. Now taking a look, before we have nemo, nemenis. Nemo is in the nominative singular form. And, masculine or neuter. I'm pretty sure it's neuter, but I don't remember. So I will leave that for the note at the bottom of the video. Note done. Okay. No one accepts. Nice cognate right there. Testimonium, right there. Now technically with the I, it could also be a genitive plural, but that's not the type of declension that this word is. So is accusative singular and neuter, not a third declension. So, and testimony or witness, eius, genitive singular from is id, his. No one accepts. Moving on to verse 30. Qui, nominative singular or plural, and it is masculine. Take a look at this. Same form as right there, so singular is the correct of the two. Who accepts eius from id, same as we saw before, his testimony or witness, signavit. That V right there tells us that this is a perfect tense, just as audivit did, except this is a first conjugation. Signo, signare, signavi, signatum. So, just going to pull that down. And signo, it means to put a mark on. Or it means to mark, of course. Inscribe. And then, of course, indicate. All right. He. Quia. Quia could be because or that. Let's hold off on translating it until we look at the context of its own subordinate clause. Deus. Don't need to parse that. God. Verax est is. Verax here, we've got a. Clearly it's nominative form because the X, you don't really have other cases ending in X ever, unless you're borrowing a word from a different language, in which case it doesn't decline anyway. So this adjective here is verax, veracis. So it has a interesting single termination. Don't run into many of those. And it is then, of course, nominative, singular, and it takes its gender from its noun, so it's masculine, but since it doesn't have other forms, I'm not going to bother writing that in part to remind myself, if I ever look at this page again, that it is one termination. So, God is, and this would be truthful, or it is speaking the truth. Very long, interesting meaning of an adjective. But there we go. So that is all of 32, 33. Let's take a look at it in its own context, make sure that what we have written down actually makes sense. And what he saw and heard, this he asserts. So, be an S there. He asserts. And no one accepts his testimony. Who accepts his testimony? He puts a mark on it, marks, inscribes, or indicates because God is truthful, or that God is truthful. I think that makes more sense. So, puts a mark on that. That first one, no, that one doesn't make any sense. Marks that God is truthful. Yes, that works. Inscribes that God is useful. It could be. If we were to take this as inscribed, then this would probably be us taking John as speaking of himself. Who accepts his testimony? Well, the gospel writer John. But we know that it's John the Baptist, or at least I think it's John the Baptist speaking right here. So putting those words in John the Baptist's mouth would be interesting, to say the least. So indicates or marks, I think, are the two best options, but inscribes isn't completely off the docket. Okay. I don't think there's anything else that we need to take a look at here, so let's just look at it in a greater context, and then we're done. Who comes or came from above is over all. Who is from earth is from earth, and speaks from earth. Who down from heaven comes or came is over all. And what he saw and heard, this he asserts, and no one accepts his testimony. Who accepts his testimony marks, indicates that God is truth, for God is speaking the truth. And there we have it. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you, and I hope that you have a very good day. Wally. Hey, not asleep yet? That's okay. I've got tons of other equally sleep-inducing videos for you to watch. Check them out.